I can honestly see how that shift has transformed my connection with my mirror soul. We got coffee a few weeks ago, and then, hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. This will be a short and sweet video. I want to talk about how important it is to realize who you actually are versus who you're actually being. And you really want to be honest with yourself. In your life, in the material world, which is always solidified matter of what you were previously assuming, expecting, and believing. So it's always part of your previous belief system, your previous concept of yourself and relationships, men, women, and all that. It's a perfect, precise mirror. But a lot of times people might be doing some form of inner work. And then throughout the day, who they're actually being is somebody who is trying to get their person back, who's desperate to hear from their person, who's fearful and afraid that nothing that they're doing is working because they don't see any proof or evidence. That what I just described isn't who you truly are, but it's who you believe you are. So you're playing it small. You're seeing life from the eyes of your character, but you're not realizing that your character, the vessel, the container, your body, your personality, and all of this stuff, the ego, is your lower self, but it is a product of years and years of what you thought life was before you were fully awakened to what life actually is, which is you. Your life is you. Your life is always a reflection of you and what you believe, expect, and assume. So when you do transform within in a true transformation, then life always has to reflect that back to you. But when you consistently are fearful that it's not working, or you're consistently waiting for it, then what does your life have to reflect back to you? You can't, a lot of you, I know a lot of you want a shortcut to this. I know a lot of you want to bypass this. I understand emotionally why. I totally get it. I understand where you're coming from, and I know that it can be difficult. But you have to learn how to control yourself and have really a lot of discipline. Be consistent and faithful and trusting that it's already existing. You're not actually creating anything and you're not actually making anything happen. You're allowing yourself to experience it first in your imagination, but then trusting in that and living your life and enjoying yourself, because the energy of receiving is peaceful. Not saying that you have to be peaceful and happy and ecstatic all day and night, because that also is very toxic and draining, because it's not, you can't, you're not going to be able to uphold that, because you're human and you have emotions and you have hormones and you have, we're affected by all sorts of different things in our environments. All right. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into this. I want to read a client's email to me with what is happening with her mirror soul. And this was very touching. I absolutely love, obviously, hearing this. I love sharing this. I know sometimes when you're watching success stories, you might have this almost a jealousy, or a feeling of, why is it happening for them and not me? That in itself is data for you. If you have that thought and internal response, again, like I was trying to explain in the beginning, who are you actually being? You're not truly embodying knowing the wish is already fulfilled and that you're the wifey, the husband, the partner, the spouse, the girlfriend, boyfriend. You're you're being your old identity. So everything, all of your internal responses or reactions to things are always showing you who you are actually being. Okay. That's important for you to realize. I have been coaching for years. I've also been consciously creating in my life for decades. I didn't know anything about Neville Goddard. I didn't know anything about YouTube. This was way before any of this stuff. So I was already living proof of it, because I believe that I was meant to be a guide, healer, teacher, and all of that stuff. So I didn't have the infiltration of this toxic teaching that things should happen overnight and fast, or you're doing something wrong. This is something that came from somebody who was probably, maybe they meant well, but they actually caused a lot of discourse and disharmony and imbalance and misalignment in a lot of you in the community. That energy, that misaligned teaching is what causes a lot of you to be triggered and to spiral a lot because you're consistently watching for it. When I first started consciously creating in my life, I never watched for anything. I simply trusted what was in my heart and soul. I knew that it existed. It was my guiding light, so to speak. It was my compass. All right, anyway, let me go ahead and read this. Whatever comes out, comes out. So before I get into this, if you do love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. I do appreciate you for that. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your specific person, true love, deep soul connection, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to my website, coreunion.com. Book either a single session or a package. Most people prefer the package because you get a discount. If you end up just having one single session, then you pay the single session rate. It's really that simple because a lot of people ask me, so now I include it when I explain this to you guys. And then my scheduling assistant, Olga, will get you in my next available session. So I'm going to try to do this before my first session starts. Kim, I just wanted to reach out and let you know how well things are going. I watched your latest video about assigning new meaning, and it really resonated. Thank you for your support you gave me in our last two sessions regarding my mirror soul. Using the work you shared, I have genuinely shifted into a deeper state of love. It feels embodied now, not just something I understand intellectually. See, now she has this heart coherence. She knows, and this is where all of your power is. This is what you want to start trusting, okay? Because this is where you want to manifest from, not all up in your from your intellectual mind, from a knowing and a trust in your heart. I also want to be honest and say that at one point I felt like I was almost fighting the last set of work that you gave me. There was definitely some resistance there, but moving through that was truly a real turning point for me. The way I feel now, loving myself and returning to myself and source during moments of wavering is a world of difference. I can honestly see how that shift has transformed my connection with my mirror soul. We got coffee a few weeks ago, and then they reached out last week to grab a drink, and we spent hours together on Sunday. She was texting beforehand, showing up early and making jokes about us buying property together and even getting engaged. She also told me that she's been reading a self-help book and she became emotional sharing it with me because she could see some of that happening in our relationship. She didn't go much deeper, but then she expressed how deeply she misses me. The guidance you gave me and wisdom really helped what feels like a new chapter. I saw this poem and loved it, reminded me of the strength of my love with my mirror soul. Like you say, we are never actually apart, we're not separate. I hope to connect again with you soon. So I'll just read this poem really quickly. Life leads the thoughtful person on a path of many windings. Now the course is checked. Now it runs straight again. Here, winged thoughts may pour freely forth in words. There, the heavy burden of knowledge must be shut away in silence. But when two people are at one in the inmost hearts, they shatter even the strength of iron or of bronze. And then, when two people understand each other in their inmost hearts, their words are sweet and strong, like the fragrance of orchids. If you're watching this, then it's up to you to go into your heart center in power and in trust and be consistent and be faithful to being together. Wipe the slate clean, let go of the past, let go of all the words that were said. Forgive yourself, forgive them 100%. No holding on to the past, no holding on to grudges, no holding on to pain or anger, because all of that was an old manifestation. It was a revelation out of the infinite showing itself to you, just almost like a very real feeling, three-dimensional mirror. It's literally just showing you what's active within you. It's not the truth. It's the illusion. It's the fear. It's the illusion of separation. It's the illusion of your old ego identity. Like my client shared in her success story here, and like I said earlier in the session, when she actually became like she got past her resistance and doing the inner work and being consistent, and then she saw the shift and felt the transformation within her out of her intellectual, logical mind and into her heart. Her mirror soul was able to come in, and her mirror soul is able to say, feel this feeling of oneness with her and sharing, wanting to plan for their futures together, buy property together, get engaged together. And the proof that while my client was doing the inner work, her mirror soul was also in her life doing things, reading books to try to understand her own issues. It's okay if your circumstance is something different. It's okay if you haven't seen results, but you do need to realize the difference between being your old ego identity and being who you truly are. You are consciousness having the human experience. Life is like a game, and it is always, you can always change your character. Just like I've shared before, my Marisol Hana is like a brilliant gamer. They don't think that they're actually the character. Okay. Does that make sense? They know that they're controlling the character. So they know that if something happens, they have to kind of step back, observe it, and then maybe acquire something, some sort of a new skill, change their character. And then, okay, so kind of in the same way, stop letting your old identity control yourself. Be disciplined, have faith and trust, and just live from the end and get out of the intellectual, logical mind and into your heart. I love you so much. I intend that this helped. Please affirm down below. I know that me and my true love were literally created to love each other. Our love is harmonious, stable, and secure. We can't get enough of each other. And obviously, if you need me, just reach out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.